New day, new cooler.
Yo.
What are you doing there, Buck?
Let's load her up. Another day of Vieques Adventures.
Did you get woken up by the rooster?
I did. I'll tell you, you haven't lived until you've been naturally awoken from a slumber by a crowing rooster. In fact, I wonder if you very quietly, first of all, it's a beautiful view, and then let's just listen. All across the city, the rooster tolls, signaling that a fat man's about to go get breakfast.
Oh,
Got a cooler pack, got sandwiches packed. We're gonna go sightseeing. Order of the day. Really want to see the black sand beach. I think it's gonna be about a 15-minute hike. Then try to go to Punta Arenas, which is the far western tip. It's kind of crazy to get out there, I think, but we're gonna try. See if the old rolling turtle gets us out there.
is that the Gringo?
No.
Oh, okay.
Gringo Beach is in town here.
Ah.
But yeah, we're gonna do that, and then obviously tonight, Bio Bay, the glow-in-the-dark bay. Gonna do that. But first, breakfast. Trying to think of the name of the place we're going to, but we'll figure it out.
All right, come along.
This is it right here. Buen provecho. All right, breakfast was excellent. The place we were going to go to, Buen Leche, something like that. I think it was closed. I don't want to say it's closed permanently, but it was definitely not open when we were there. So we went to Cafe Marista, something like that. It was really, really good. Great breakfast sandwich. I already got the Swedish pancakes, which are really crepes.
Yes, with fruit.
Crepes.
With fruit.
With fruit. It was good. Good coffee. Good service. One thing you can do, you can get great coffee. In the Caribbean. So after that, we made our way to the south side of Vieques, where we're trying to find the black sand beach, Playa Negra. And it's supposed to be down here somewhere. There's a trail. You got to take about a 15-minute trail hike to get to it. I'm not really sure where it is. I thought I knew where it was, but then I see everybody going the other direction. So we're going to see if we can find that. We'll take you along with it. It's supposed to be beautiful.
Yes, and I know we've never been to a black sand beach, so I'm kind of intrigued
we're gonna try it.
What it might look like.
If we don't die on the way there. So anyway, we're gonna head that way, and we'll take you along with us. Let's roll. Vámonos. When traveling around, I'd say St. John and definitely Vieques. Pack a sandwich, pack a cooler.
I'm going to put all the water at the bottom.
Nice and cold. Always clean. It's like they're trying to tell us something.
Is it in English? Pardon.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's the black sand beach. No need to go any further.
We made it.
There it is. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think we're supposed to go that way. It's just private property. I think they're trying to tell us something.
Yeah.
So I just wrecked my phone trying to video for you people.
Trying to be funny.
Shut up. Black sand, there it is. Also, people, their houses, like they're beautiful here. They have beautiful yards. Don't you think, Doris?
Yeah.
Like they do a good job with their landscaping and their entryways, like everywhere. It's beautiful homes.
Beautiful job with our landscaping at home.
Nah. Shout out Chandler. All right, I think this is where we need to go. What do you think?
I mean, maybe there's a gate.
Well, it says Playa Negra, and then it says this way.
Okay.
All right, here we go. This looks enticing.
Okay.
What do you think? Well, think they have raptors here?
How?
Down we go.
Are we lost yet?
Why are you always asking that?
Because the amount of places that you get me into,
hell are you talking about?
They just look questionable sometimes. I'm just curious.
Is this questionable?
I mean, it looks legit, so maybe not.
All right, then.
Somebody worked hard to clean this out.
Yeah, that's a nice place. Trail's getting a little soupy, a little wet, because it's a creek bed. I feel like we're almost there.
That's good. I don't know if I would consider this a dried up river.
No, it's not dried up. Definitely a little slosh.
Yeah.
And your paws wet.
Try not to fall.
Horse poop. Made it. About to have to go off-road up here. Was it worth it?
Yes. That was really neat. Never seen a black sand beach. Not sure why the sand turns black. Curious about that. Hopefully it's not because all the fish poop right there or something.
Horse poop.
Ooh.
I thought it was really neat. I thought it was really, really cool. The sand's not like completely black, but I didn't really expect it to be. But it's almost like as the black sand kind of washes in and out, it's almost like it's painting a canvas for you, like as the water comes in and out. It's really, really neat.
It was neat.
And then the walk, it's about 15 minutes down this trail, but it's not a bad walk. It's really flat.
Yeah,
not up and down hills. It's covered and shaded. I could see with no wind how this could be a steam bed down here, but not a bad walk at all. A little mushy, a little slushy, but we did have some rain last night, so it may be part of it. But I'm gonna tell you, Vieques, highly recommended trip. You don't need to stay long.
Yeah.
Just hit the black sand beach, something to see for sure.
Yeah.
Loved it. Adventure 1, check,
For the
check,
day.
plus. Love it. All right. Black Sand Beach was a success. Now we're headed to Punta Arenas,
Yes.
which is really out in the middle of nowhere. It's in the center of the wildlife refuge, past the old bombing range and Navy facility out here. Everything you read says it's tough to get to, which that's proving to be the case. But we got the trusty old rolling turd.
I don't think Vieques has a highway department.
I think they do. I think it was like those 4 guys we saw painting the lines back there. But anyway, it's a beautiful drive as always. I mean,
Yes.
scenic and beautiful, but it is out in the middle of nowhere. So you're going to Punta Arenas or Green Beach.
Should have brought Norse Frog.
That's true. This is his beach.
Green Beach.
But anyway, we're headed that way. We'll keep you along.
Yep. Stay tuned. Let me ask these guys where the beach is.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Excuse me. Excuse me. You know the Green Beach?
in la playa?
Green Beach? Hmm?
It looks like they have the answer. They just can't think of it. I don't know where to go.
Well, thank you for joining us on the off-road.
But luckily, we do have a little baby cell signal. So that's where we're at. I don't believe we want to go that way. Green Beach is that way, so.
You think this way?
I think it's that way. I believe so.
See, if Northstrock was with us, he'd be able to tell us where the Green Beach is.
He'd be asleep in the back.
Blake wanted an adventure. This is an adventure. Look at this house.
Well, this is on the far western point of Vieques, all the wildlife refuge. Everybody said this one was tough to get to. We'll see if it's worth it. I don't know if it'll be worth it or not. Definitely need a four-wheel drive Jeep type vehicle to get down here. No doubt about it.
I don't think that Kia Soul would have made it.
Nah, Maritz's rental car wanted us to take a Kia Soul. They said that would be fine. I was like, I just don't think so. Thanks, Island Rental Car, for the rolling turd. She's made it well so far, whether we can get her back or not.
Yeah. We shall see. I'm starting to see sand.
Yeah, I think the beach is closed.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they don't have a paid parking lot.
I would think not.
This looks beachy. Go over here. Think you can park here?
Yeah. I don't think we'll have any trouble.
Alright. Let's see what it's all about. Very pretty beach. All right, so we're going to take a mid-show pause for a somewhat of an advertisement. CruiseNReview actually is going to begin offering a brand new travel offering that's different than what any other travel agent will do for you. It's Caribbean Adventures. I'm not sure what we're going to call it yet, but basically, we don't just want to send you on cookie cutter vacations. That's not who we are. There's a million travel agents out there. And we still do Disney, we still do cruises, we'll still do all-inclusives if that's what you want to do, you know that. But there's a million travel agents out there who offer stuff, and we want to offer something different because what we're passionate about is off the beaten path, authentic experiences, finding you places that are exclusively experiences that you want. And we love the Caribbean. It's our favorite place in the world. We've been all over the place. I would say Europe was amazing, but I love the Caribbean better. And we love finding beaches. We love everything like that. And so one of the things that we want to do is we want to offer that to you without the stipulations of being tied to commissionable properties, right? So what that means is that travel agents really only want to sell you things that they can make commission off of. Right, makes sense, right? Because you don't pay the travel agent anything. So they make their money from the vendor. Well, that restricts us, though. That restricts us from being able to offer you what we're doing right now. Because there's not a commissionable hotel in Vieques.
No.
All these things that we've done this week, they're not. And as we've been thinking about it, I think a lot of people are intimidated. They don't understand. They don't know how to do what we're doing. And we still want to offer you that. Now, that being said, you can't do that for free. But there's ways for us to plan these trips for you.
Yes.
Down to the VIP experiences that we want to offer every bit planned. We're right there with you.
Yep.
Including sometimes even hosted trips with groups of people. That you can have these authentic experiences away from the crowds, off the beaten path, without having to be in a resort scene, but also without having the stress of making sure you're not going to do something wrong. So you go to CruiseNReview.com/islands. That's cruise, the letter N review.com/islands. And you're going to see some of our ideas for these itineraries and the ability to book those itineraries or have a customized one done through Cruise and Review.
Yeah. Check it out.
Yeah. So go there, check that out, talk to us, and we will plan you a customized itinerary, whether it's an island hop where you hit multiple islands down here in the Caribbean,
A island.
just one island, maybe you've found one on the map. We can help you. So CruiseNReview.com/islands. Off the beaten path adventures, not resorts, nothing. We'll make sure you're safe. We'll make sure you're protected. And again, there may be even some group offerings on there from time to time where we go with you.
Yes.
And we just want to be a different type of travel agency. You know, the let your ears down travel agency.
I love that.
That's not. No, I was making fun of other travel agents. You would like that, naturally. We just don't want to be that. We still offer all the norms. We love cruises still, but we want to offer you this, and we can't do that by being bound to all-inclusives, cruises, and resorts. So, PSA, now back to regularly scheduled programming from Punta Arenas.
Same beach. New shorts.
Wardrobe change. The manatee is out. Sun's out. Grum comes out.
Oh God.
Water looked just too inviting not to be. It was hot.
Shout out Buc-ee's. How is it?
Good. The sand's very thick. I got much Now we're back on shore temporarily because we were out there swimming. First of all, there's a really strong current.
Yes.
I don't really want to get to where I can't touch because there's a pretty good rip tide out there. Beach we're unfamiliar with. But then I turned around and there was a shark, a very large shark. I'd say probably 3 to 5 feet. Probably about 2 feet from me.
Yeah.
And I saw one in St. John, but I could see him very well because the water was very clear. And he was clearly a reef shark, which really don't hurt you. I don't believe this was a reef shark, and I didn't get a good glimpse of him, and I couldn't see him very well, and I can't swim as well out here because of the current. So I felt like he might have had the upper hand. I love sharks, beautiful animals. I really want to swim with them, but in a setting where I can see them, and I have some like control over my whole, like everything going on. So anyway, we're gonna give it a break and let the little guy get out of there, and yeah. So we're gonna move. Great beach. Had a ate lunch. View of Puerto Rico.
Yes.
It's unbelievable, beautiful view. But the current's really, really strong. And it's just not a beach you're unfamiliar with. Very smart. It doesn't look like much to the naked eye, but when you get out there, I mean, it's moving. So we're gonna move. There's a beach just literally one trail over that we're gonna try to move to, and hopefully we can do some swimming because it's kind of hot. But a beautiful beach. That's the very tip of Vieques. You can see over to Ceiba on the other side.
Beautiful watercolor.
Man, it's a great beach to definitely come see. But I don't know it's the best swimming beach. But there's one right next door, which I actually think is actual Green Beach. But we're gonna check it out. So stand by.
Well, there's sand. New trail.
Are there any more trails, or is it just this one?
This one. It was just this one, and then we were at that crossroads. And remember whether you went left or right?
Yeah, I don't think that crossroads. I think this is where we need to go.
We're gonna go see. We're gonna check it out.
Yep.
Sand is very hot.
All right, new beach is gonna be a go. Great sand, soft sand, looks like quite a bit less current. Not a lot of people either. Maybe a boat or two, a couple people. Nice palm trees. Can't get under the palm tree. They got coconuts in them. I'm gonna get a coconut before it. Beautiful beach. We're gonna crash here for a couple hours before we head back to town.
Bucky's trying to get out of here.
Had to use the 4-wheel drive, park in the sand.
But I will say I've never taken a Jeep on the sand.
No?
My Jeep's never been on the sand.
No.
But my Jeep
lives in Arkansas.
Yeah, my Jeep, that is true. But my Jeep's also a little bit of a princess. You want to... All right. So, Gringo Beach.
Yeah.
Green Beach.
Green Beach. Gringo Beach is back in...
Green Beach.
Yeah.
Verde.
Yeah.
Verde Beach.
Green Beach or Punta Arenas.
Was beautiful.
Mm-hmm. That's fruit punch, by the way. It's not drinking and driving. But yes,
Drinking
absolutely
pineapple.
beautiful. Very secluded, very off the beaten path, very hard to get to.
Yeah.
But
It did take us a long time to kind of get over here, but it's slower because of the potholes.
yeah, it really is not that far. Maybe like 4 or 5 miles outside of town. But yeah, you got to go about 5 to 10 miles an hour, or you'll just pop your tires and everything else. But
Yeah.
beautiful beach, definitely worth the drive out here. So again, what we came here for, we came here to beach hunt, find untouched beaches. These are beaches that aren't at resorts. They're not at. They're untouched.
Yeah.
Not
a lot of people.
Not a lot of people. You got to want to get here.
Yeah.
And it's what we came here for, again, to beach hunt and to do that. And we had lunch, sitting on a beach just completely by ourselves. On the other side, there was nobody there at the time, and there still were very few people when they did show up. But we had lunch just off by ourselves on this just completely untouched beach, overlooking the El Yunque rainforest across the strait there of the mainland Puerto Rico, and
Which is pretty cool.
beautiful blue waters.
Mm-hmm. You could see they're like power windmill things too, which
Yeah.
is pretty neat.
Just very, very cool experience, man. This place is an absolute tropical paradise.
Yeah.
For sure.
So now where are we headed?
There's a pier up here that I believe was a Navy construction project back when they had all this area. They were actually trying to build kind of a bridge or pier to mainland Puerto Rico. Now, everybody knows that that's an idiotic concept, so shout out U.S. government. But they didn't succeed, obviously. And so it's just like a significantly long pier that just juts out into the Strait of Vieques, which is the body of water between, you can tell I'm a nerd about history and geography.
That's okay.
I gotta figure out where
That
we're going.
way.
Left?
Yeah.
All right. So, but it's just juts out in the water. A lot of people fish there.
Yeah.
Everything else. So we're gonna go see if we can find that on the way back. Break up the little drive on the way back, and then we're gonna go back to the house because we've got an 8:30 tour tonight. So we'll go back to the house, probably chill in the swimming pool for a little bit and rest up, and then go find some dinner before our 8:30 clear kayaking tour through the Bio Bay.
So follow along. We're gonna take you with us on our safari adventure. But see you soon.
doing a little research about the Mosquito Pier, which is what this is called, which it was a World War II project where they were trying to build a base for U.S. Navy and British Navy ships during World War II, where it would reach all the way from here to Ceiba, so the mainland. But I did find that there may be some good snorkeling around the pier. So we're trying to figure out if there's a good way in or out of the pier to see if this is a good idea or not. So stand by.
I don't see a ladder.
All right, so update, as we were driving off, I found a set of stairs. Give us access to the water, so we're gonna give it a whirl. Here's your stairs. Stay tuned. All right, that was a great snorkel. I'm so glad that we found our way in. Great snorkel. Probably, I mean, St. John snorkel, it's hard to beat, but yeah, it was great. We went all the way to the pier. I'll show you some video. We went all the way to the pier, saw tons of good fish, tons of good coral, very colorful. Some of the most colorful coral we've seen, and it's kind of on a barrier because of where they built this up. It's a deep dive too, so you can really see a long way down, and it would be really cool to dive, but a beautiful snorkel. Like I said, lots of fish. Went all the way to the pier. We're going to snorkel some around the pier, but there were some fishing lines out. Yeah, we're going to jump off the pier, but we did snorkel all the way to the pier. Great snorkel. Highly recommend if you're in Vieques. And if you want to know more about, like, it's intimidating to just find snorkels, you can go to CruiseNReview.com/islands. And if you'll book your island vacation with us and our customized plans, we will provide you with the snorkel maps.
Yeah.
So, anyway, great snorkel. I am so glad we did that. I'm so glad we found an entry point. We almost completely chickened out, but we didn't. And probably the last snorkel we'll do on the trip. And
It was awesome.
It was good. Great snorkel.
Yes.
Trying to go to the Coqui Fire Grill. Said it was open. Said it was open online. Said it was open on Facebook. Closed. Seems to be an ongoing issue here.
Yes.
So substitute Mexican food was Taqueria 765. Great, excellent, great tacos. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10.
We had the El Pastor and the chicken, and it was, or the pollo, and it was very, very good. Very good.
Yeah. So I was kind of bummed about Coqui not being open, but it worked out okay. Down to Mar Azul. Great place to watch sunsets, get good drinks right doors.
Yes, yes. We'll have a nice water.
Un perro. Muchos perros. Well, nobody stole the rolling turd. Hey, do not insult the rolling turd in front of me ever again.
Hola.
Yo. So we're headed over to the southern part of the island. It's obviously night, that's why it's dark in here. To take a tour. It's a scheduled tour with Adventure Tours that is going to take us on a tour of Mosquito Bay, which is the bioluminescent bay. It's the reason we're going at night. So we're going to get in clear kayaks, and the water is actually supposed to glow in the dark with movement because of the microorganisms that are there. It's supposed to glow in the dark. And so we're going to take out kayaks and going to go do that, and we're going to take you along.
Yeah, something we've never done.
Yep.
New adventure.
I'm pumped about it.
Yeah, so it should be really cool. Hopefully, they said if the less moon, the better. So
Yeah,
hopefully,
we're at a very slight moon tonight, so hopefully that translates into good things. But
yeah.
Stay tuned.
Thank you for calling the Old Crow Hotel and Suites. Please leave us a message after the tone and we will get back.
What issues with the rental car? The rolling turd is graveyard dead.
Did you bring jumper cables home?
I ain't got any goddamn jump cables. I mean, this sumbitch is graveyard dead. Well, update, we're still at the tiny house.
Yeah.
Because the rolling turd
It's become the jumping turd.
it took a dump. Just rolled up
Yeah.
on our evening plans.
Took a big old fat dump.
I'm pretty down about it because we were trying to get to the Bio Bay tour, which is supposed to be one of the highlights of Vieques, and we talked about it a little bit earlier in the video while we were on the way. I'm trying to decide if it was good or bad that we decided to stop by the house. We had like 15 minutes to kill, and I thought we'll have a beer on the deck.
Yeah.
And then we'll go because we were a little early, and then we had to get back in the car. 15 minutes later,
Yeah.
started just fine downtown.
Yeah.
And it was just dead, just deader than a hammer.
Yeah.
So by the time we realized it, our tour was like in probably 30 minutes. Well, we tried to call the rental car company thinking, they could at least maybe send somebody to get us or whatever.
Yeah.
Of course, they don't answer.
And the website says roadside service, false.
Yeah, they don't answer. Still haven't answered. We're still sitting here. It's probably been an hour.
Yeah.
And then by that point, there was no time to get a taxi. There's no Ubers here.
Yeah.
So there was no time to get a taxi to come get us and then take us, which is almost 20 minutes away. We'd have been pushing it anyway.
Yeah.
So we're going to miss the Bio Bay tour, which really stinks. But I'll say this. I took a gamble on Coquille/Island Rental Car or whatever the hell they are.
Yeah.
Because we kind of put this together a little late.
Yeah.
Jeeps and four-wheel drive vehicles are hard to come by on Vieques.
Yes.
But you have to have them. And so it's kind of tough to make that decision. But the company we were booked with, which was Maritz's, didn't have any four-wheel drive vehicles. So I decided to kind of go with them. Now, Maritz's was very well rated.
Yeah.
Decided to go with them for Island Rental Car, which wasn't horribly rated, but had some. Normally, if you're below a 4, I'm out.
Yeah.
But there wasn't anything else that had Jeeps available. So I took a risk, despite some concerning reviews. It wasn't the worst. It wasn't like they were a 1.
No.
But there were some reviews on there that said they don't answer the phone.
Yeah.
The Jeeps are not very nice. Well, guess what? The Jeep is not very nice, and they're not answering the phone. So
they did show up at the airport.
They did show up at the airport.
Right.
They were very pleasant there. But in the end of the day, I walked right through some red flags. Kind of took a gamble. The gamble has paid off for 90% of this trip.
Yeah.
And in a real way, we're lucky it didn't die out at Punta Arenas.
Yeah.
Way out in the middle of nowhere where there was no cell service. It died right in the front yard
Of the tiny house.
of the tiny house. So Anyway, it's a piece of shit car. It really is. It has been the whole time. It does this weird ass clicking thing, which I'm pretty sure is the battery not having enough juice to turn on the dome, the interior light. I'm pretty sure.
I can't.
I was worried the whole time. It didn't seem like the battery was doing right, but again, 24-hour roadside service, which doesn't even last till 8:30. So anyway, it didn't work. We tried to call every number they gave us. So we're gonna miss the Bio Bay tour, but it's okay. Yeah. We've had a great trip. That thing has gotten us a lot further than I really thought it would, considering the shape it was in. We really, but and then tomorrow, what to figure out? I don't know if they'll answer or not. I mean, we can get to the airport. We'll take a taxi, call our Airbnb host, but I mean, I guess the Airbnb host can take it up with the rental car company, how to get it out of the yard. I don't know. Hopefully. But maybe they'll answer before tomorrow. I don't know. Something tells me that when they get to wanting their Jeep back, they'll all of a sudden become very available to us. But we're going to miss Bio Bay. Sorry you didn't get to come along. Sorry that you're going to miss that. I hate we're going to miss it, but we're going to enjoy our evening out here on the patio and stare at the great new yard ornament that is the rolling turd Jeep from Coquee Car Rentals.
It'll be the highlight of the tiny home Airbnb.
You can't get too mad when they're exactly what everybody else told you that they were, and that it happened. So I took a gamble. It paid off 90% of the trip.
We had a great
because
day.
If we'd had a Kia Soul from Maritz's, we wouldn't have gone to Punta Arenas. No. We wouldn't have had the day we had today. So
we had a great day.
A great day. We'll just have to let it be, chalk it up to a Vieques adventure. But gosh darn it, I will not use Coquee Rental Car Island Rental Cars. And I will not recommend them. And if you take the Vieques vacation that we're going to put together, we will rip through Maritz's and we'll figure this out. Yes. But the rolling turd has taken a dive here in Vieques on our final night. So we missed Bio Bay, but memories made. We'll holler at you later.